And I was like, it could be, mama used to call me Jacket Man, because it used to be 85 degrees outside and I'm wearing a jacket because I was very self-conscious about my stomach. And then
that go to show how something can affect a person and then they carry it through. And so even in middle school, it still followed you. People still bully, like, because sometimes you can feel like it's a bullseye on your head. Like, people, they don't even know the last person that did it, but now they're doing it.
Right.
So,
like, in middle school, it was like, it's a little different level of maturity in middle school. So it's like, it was still happening, but it was in a different forms. So it was like, it wasn't in the case, in the sense of like me walking in as like, oh, look, you're like picking and tattling. It's more like, you in class or whatever, and then people are trying to like ride or crack jokes, and you can answer, teacher can ask you a question and you can answer. And just because they don't know it, they want to find a reason to pick on you. And just simple as, people can flirt with you, and, oh, because you're not responding, you say, no, you good. And I was like, oh, I didn't want you fat B anyway. And see, that kind of stuff is uncalled for and unacceptable. And I acted out of that as well, because it's like, yeah, you're not finna disrespect me like that. And I can say that one time you defend yourself, it just keeps going and going. But then you have to get to a place where you realize, my mom told me, like, when I got to high school, it was like people gonna talk regardless.
So when you say you began to lash out, like that was your way of like stopping it, like protecting yourself?
Mm-hmm. It was like I had like a defense mechanism, like whether if it was like me wanting to fight about it or just cussing them out or just like basically calling the scene, like basically like, we gonna go back and forth, like you're not finna just disrespect me, period, point blank. And it caused a lot of problems, because it's like at the end of the day, the moment you start speaking up for yourself, you're gonna always seem like you're the problem. But they're gonna always look at how you react, but never what provoked you. And that was something I realized, I'm saying that now, I realized that I carried that over a little bit to my adulthood, because it was kind of like I would let so much stuff slide to where they say you give a person an inch and they take a mile. Then when you don't say nothing, a person to keep going. But when I got to that place, I realized, you know what, I need to speak up. Now it's like, it got to a point where it's like, I'm gonna beat you to it. Like, I'm not even gonna give you no room. The moment I feel like it's finna offend me, I'm nipping it in the bud right then and there. But
the question is, so what, like back into like school, when you were in school, did you start getting in trouble and your mom and dad noticed it? Or did you tell them this was bothering me and then you lashed out? Or they went out that way?
I do feel like I was getting in trouble more. And they was more so me getting in trouble, and they noticed it. But also at home, it was like my mom and them was they paid attention to us. So it was kind of like with me and how I would like fit my jackets and wearing certain stuff, it was like I kind of sheltered a little bit. And then I would say by the time the end of 7th grade going into 8th grade, I had like a shift. Like, I don't know what kind of shift it was, but it was like I just wanted to come out of that, in the sense of like I started wearing makeup and stuff more, because I have my god sisters that one does hair and one does makeup. So it was like she would always do my hair, the other one would do my makeup. So it was like when I started going to school, I was going to school every day looking like a new person, in a sense. And that kind of
into some type of
girly, soft girl era, they want to call it, but it's like it formed over the summer, because I spent the summer with them. And it formed over the summer, and it was like the more I was with them, it was like I kept finding new layers about myself that I loved. And
what was the first layer though? What first body, or was it your face?
It was, my body was last, but it was mainly my face. And the main thing was, it was my eyebrows. So when my sister that does the makeup, she's a twin, my god sister, when she was doing makeup, she used to always arch my eyebrows. And even before, like, everybody get their eyebrows and stuff tinted and stuff now, but like back then, I was going to 8th grade, so it was like when she would arch my eyebrows, people was like, oh my God, like your eyebrows are so nice. I've always had like a nice arch.